So welcome back to Fuel. Today we will be focused on the third element in RevJen's framework, which is revenue organizational design. After you've invested time in understanding your revenue model and in building your revenue strategy, we now want you to design your organization. That's our next step. And when we think about organizational design, most of us think about org charts. We think about boxes and lines and levels, and we actually want you to start someplace else. We encourage you to start exactly where you ended on revenue strategy. And that is to start with answering the question, what is the work that we need to get really good at? What is the job to be done in order to execute on our revenue strategy? So instead of thinking we need to hire a major gifts person, or starting with who that person is, we want you to start with a description of the work. Now that work might be identifying potential donors, or it might be stewarding those donors, or cultivating and building relationships, or it might be taking care of existing relationships. We like to tell a story about an organization that RevJen worked with a number of years ago. So we had a team member in the room with a major funder who was having an update organization with one of their nonprofit grantees. And as the organization reported back to the funder, they noted that they were falling behind on some of their revenue generation efforts that particular year. And the chief of revenue happened to be sitting next to one of our teammates. And so he said, can I ask a question? What do you really enjoy doing and what are you really good at? And the chief of revenue said to him, well, actually, I'm really good at the closing and I'm really good at the cultivating, but I don't necessarily have as much good skill in the stewardship. And our teammate said to him, but you're in the room in a stewardship discussion. How much of your time do you spend doing this? And the answer was, I spend about 50% of my time doing stewardship meetings. Now, the perspective that we take is that in selling and in fundraising, you've got three main different skill sets. You've got people that are cultivators, people that are good at bringing someone into the fold, getting them into the pipeline, getting them started. You have closers. We love closers. They make the ask and they close the deal. And then lastly, you have stewards. Stewards are great at taking that relationship and nurturing it once it's on board and it's moved through the pipeline and being able to have that relationship be solid to make the next ask. Well, no one salesperson, fundraiser, is going to be good at all three of those things. They're probably going to be really good at 2 out of 3. So as you think about what you're looking for, be focused on the skill set and the job that you're asking them to do. And if you can, take all the rest of that off their plate so that you're getting a really good outcome with a couple of key things you need that person to do. So the core concept that we'd like for you to walk away with is when it comes to revenue organizational design, start with understanding the work that needs to be done and not with the org chart.